On the 6th of June 1962, the Beatles had their first recording session at EMI Studios Abbey Road. At this point, the Beatles consisted of John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Pete Best. The session was actually an artist test, during which the group recorded Bésame Mucho, Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You, and Ask Me Why. There were issues with the Beatles' equipment during the session. Paul and John's amps weren't initially working properly, and Pete Best's drum kit wasn't up to EMI standards either. But the engineers working the session got everything working to their liking, and the recording proceeded. George Martin sat in on the session, which was apparently unusual since it was only an artist test, and at the end he gave the Beatles advice on what they needed to improve if they were to become recording artists. He said, quote, "Look, I've laid into you for quite a time, and you haven't responded. Is there anything you don't like?" To which George Harrison famously replied, "Well, for a start, I don't like your tie." The tapes for this session were destroyed, but two of the songs have survived. Bésame Mucho and Love Me Do can be heard on Anthology 1.